So whoever runs the account blocked me. And that's how I just be doing things, because eventually, Kash Patel is a lawyer, right? And so you think, like, I don't know what kind of law he practiced, but sometimes, and this happens in all aspects of law. It happens in business law, family law. It happens in all different areas of life, even with one's own company or business. But sometimes you have to tell a client, like, to jump ship. That's probably the best thing at this else, because it looks like it's a dumpster fire, you know, to stop the bleeding, right? And so, I don't know, like, that's kind of like, sometimes as a lawyer, you have to be able to sit down and say, like, this is likely not going to work out in your favor. Do you know what I mean? Because that makes you a good lawyer when you're really looking out for the best interests of your client. To be able to tell them it's not a great business deal, man, like, or you've already invested XYZ and it's about to tank. I would sell, it's just shit like that. Or even with family, sometimes you gotta tell them, like, best advice is, cut them off. Or, I mean, when you're doing like estate planning and stuff for like billionaires, and they have like crackhead kids that are just sitting around waiting for them to die and shit, sometimes it's just, you see a lot of things. So anyway, that's probably what he does not want to hear from me, right? Because they made a deal with the devil, and they can't get out of their deal with the devil, you know. But it was a very stupid deal with the devil to make, to kill whistleblowers, because that resulted in the death of everyone on earth, including you guys, including your kids, including everybody. And I don't know, the other thing I was thinking is like these terror attacks and stuff, and how this is gonna, like, when the water stops running or the power goes out. So freaky. But to not tell them about it, I don't know. It's such an ethical dilemma, because there is an argument to be made about not causing mass panic and hysteria. But it's time to panic and be hysterical, because life is almost over for us. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they genuinely don't care. Because I'm not one of them, so I don't know how they think and stuff. I know a lot of them don't.
Get a knife. Come up there, yeah.
But it still seems very, like, crazy to do this. It's like really bad.
Thank you so much.
And it's also genocide, terrorism. It's like the worst of the worst high crimes, It's really bad. But when you're in that deal with the devil where you'll do anything to please Satan, I guess that's where we're left, what we're left with. It's not like it could be fixed anyway. It just seems like such a massive, like, hit, because of the loss of the economy. Assets, the loss of life, the loss of everything. We lost everything. Well, you guys lost everything. Because it's too corrupt. Bottom line, nothing can function. Nothing can operate the way it's supposed to, be as profitable as it needs to be. It's just, everything is too corrupt. You can't do business anymore unless you're part of the mob, which I'm not going to be in the mob. So, and I'm not going to be paying the mob either to have my business. The mob is my landlord. They can have that rent money, right? And that's enough. I'm not going to be fucking having, you know, assholes crawling around in my fucking ceiling and shit, you know? FBI. I do know one thing. It's not gonna go. We're gonna be vindicated in this lifetime. So that's another reward from God that you're not gonna be taking from us, because we get rewarded for our integrity. So yeah, we're gonna be vindicated, and you guys are gonna look like the biggest losers. Why? Because you are. This is real, real bad. You guys are caught up. Think about how fucking caught up you are. FBI, I want you to think for a minute. They got you caught the fuck up, bitch. RICO crime, you're all guilty. Terrorism, treason, genocide, child sex trafficking. I mean, you name it. You're just a fucking criminal organization. But you're also Nazis, the Fourth Reich. The Fourth Reich. Yeah. What does that make you? International terrorists, you know? Like, they're gonna... I'm telling you, you have no way out of this fucking conversation. The only way out for you motherfuckers is gonna be death. Because people are not gonna be forgiving. They're not. You're talking about killing 8 billion people. That is crazy. In addition to everything else, the meat in the food supply, the water being stolen, that's a terror crime. You guys know. So you guys just, I can't believe it. It's just depravity. I would have thought that something would have popped off by now, but the minions are too fucking stupid. And I can't control that. Right? They are too fucking stupid. This is why they're going extinct. They can't even, like, pay attention to their surroundings, you know, and realize that the electricity has to come from somewhere, and the water, and then if you try to tell them anything, warn them at all, they get irate with you, you know, and I don't know, I can't with the bots. Elon's little besties have to go. Elon's little besties have to go because they're right. This is super critical, important stuff. So many people at risk of, like, this is so bad. Because the fact that it is so many people, there's nowhere for everybody to go. But this secret can't stay a secret, guys. It can't. Because everybody is about to die. You know, this is a big deal. So, I I hope y'all are pleased with yourselves. I mean, you're just bots, so of course you are. But people are going to wake up, preachers are not, and realize that this is not okay. Because this is huge. It's not just this either that you're hiding, but it can't be hidden anymore is what I'm telling you. They're still alive. I said you should have gassed them. You never listened to me. They're still alive. You got fucking, I mean, you popped a bunch of fucking bosses out here. That's how they step, though. That's gangster, right? Because they don't want to pay back the money they owe. That's frat boy energy right there. I swear to God. I told you, and the FBI is, you know, trying to be frat boy energy as well. And it's literally, it's so clownish. It's so clownish. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. So they stepped it up, you know, cost everybody everything. But the only way to fight back is the truth, you know? And that's why I've been just, you know, telling the truth about everything, and y'all been trying to kill me for it, you know what I mean, the whole time. Because I've been trying to get the truth out there about what y'all was doing and what it was going to lead to. Everybody's dying. Everything's going to burn up. You know, the planet's going to turn into a fireball. And you don't have nowhere else to go. Yeah. You know, smart. But when the whole FBI is comprised of bots, except, well, never mind. They're all fucking bots. Bots and clones. And the clones are programmed to be Elon's besties. Then I guess that's what happens, right? Yep. Now I'll have an orgies with Elon and the rest of the frat boys. So why would they all think that the frat boys are in love with them? It's like ridiculous. So that would be why they all, you know, just went along with this stupid plan and got themselves caught up. So caught up. Yeah, this is the most caught up. You can't imagine how these fucking losers must be feeling right now. You know, caught up. Because they just look so stupid. Because they are. You know, because who's smart would not see the writing on the wall with this. That's why they picked a whole bunch of fucking low IQ motherfuckers. See, confirmation. That aren't smart, you know, to make very critical decisions about the life and death of every American citizen. Ugh. And here they are, literally just genociding, shutting down the country. What does that make them? Terrorists. Of the highest degree, y'all. This is a huge terror attack. This is probably, I would say, the cults versus the United States is the largest terror attack that has ever occurred. And it was self-imposed by U.S. citizens on its own country. How crazy is that? And what does that tell you? Extinction. They're too fucking stupid. Too fucking stupid to survive. Bottom line. Running around fucking calling themselves Nazis, worshipping Vladimir Putin as well. Like, how fucking dumb. And you see you've got South African guys, Russian guys, right? And you're all thinking, oh, this is just great, New World Order, you know? You guys know the whole name of the game was to be the last one standing. And guess who the first one out is now going to be? Yep, it's the United States. Correct. Correct. Why? Well, 100 million people or whatever are about to lose water in the desert, and there's nowhere for them to go. That's a problem. Don't you think? So that would probably start like a bit of an uproar, right? And then, I mean, you can really, what you could expect, probably the rest of the country is just gonna burn. And reminder, nobody came for you, America. You're out here attacking everybody else like it's something to do. Nobody came for you. You did this to your fucking selves, bitch. You know, you dummies. But yeah, so they don't want to hear what I have to say, which is shit like this. But it's shit that you gotta really think about. Because they don't know about, like, planning for disasters and contingency plans and all kinds of crap. They don't know anything about that stuff. They don't know how to do business planning or like strategic planning or long-term or short-term. They just live in the moment every day on the taxpayers' dollars, doing whatever the fuck they please, because that is what they sold their soul to the devil for, so that they would be allowed to do that. And they've been allowed to do that. We've seen the statements, we've seen the bills for the Diddy parties. Extravagant. Right? They've gotten to travel the world and go out to these cool cities, and all paid for by the taxpayers, by the way, every single fucking last bit of it, right? And do all this fun stuff, right? And meanwhile, they're doing this, you know, getting their kickbacks and bribes off the blooded children real bad, you know. And so now the whole country has gone cannibal because of the FBI. That's an FBI wheelhouse thing, right? When you get word that the food supply is being tainted or disrupted or anything like that, that is going to be the FBI's wheelhouse. Yes, it is. And what are you guys doing? You're going to chipper parties and throwing kids in the meat grinder too? It's a terror attack. So anyway, like I was saying, they caught the fuck up, and they don't want to hear that either. They don't want to hear that from me or anybody else, including Brett, you know, their fellow agent who they just went ahead and let get kidnapped, just like they did me too. They knew I was a fucking totally innocent person, completely trusted individual. They knew that. And they still came for me and my fucking kid, bitch. It's over, FBI. I would bring down the whole motherfucking FBI, bitch. What, you can't take a missing persons report for my kid or help me out a little bit? I got fucking deranged politicians trying to fucking trophy hunt me? Get the fuck out of here, bitch. The fuck is wrong with you? Corrupt piece of shit. That's why Kash Patel blocked me. That's why. Because his corrupt ass don't want to hear nothing I got to fucking say. You know what I mean? It hurts his little fucking feelings. But to that I say, suck a dick. Right? Just find your nearest dick and suck it. Because I'm not fucking in the, you know, business of protecting Chomo's feelings. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could really give a fuck less about a Chomo or a Chomo's feelings. You know? So that's why Kash Patel probably blocked me on Instagram. Because really, I could give a fuck less. But especially when they're terrorists, like, for real, for real. I'm like, shh, you know? That's why Kash Patel probably blocked me. Because, you know. Anyways, that's what I was thinking. And the rest of the FBI kissed my ass, you know. But anyway, yeah, they be letting their fellow agents get kidnapped and shit by fucking corrupt politicians. Like, that's just something to do, you know. And that's not all. What are, like, are you serious, guys? You really should have handled this quietly. The outcome was the same, bitch. I wouldn't have been able to stop anything because they're too fucking dumb. Right? But to drag this shit out with me, for pure entertainment purposes, bitch, nah. Again, I give no fucks about your deal with the devil on my life. You have no right. Not on my life, bitch. I don't know who the fuck's else life you've been gambling with. Everybody, right? But as for me, you don't have a right to do that now. Anyway, I'm just waiting for the fucking bottom to drop out of this whole bullshit. Because y'all gonna be sitting there like a bunch of motherfucking sitting ducks, right? They're gonna swarm your field offices. Because this is crazy. This was a really intense thing to get involved. And of course the rewards were so great, right? The fame, the money, the position of high power. All of that, you know, it's a boost for the narcissist. It's their ego boost, you know. Unlimited budget for travel and expenses. And when the FBI gets really nice stuff because they can buy clothes, they can buy watches, they can buy all that stuff as part of their job, you know. So that must be nice. They could even get haircuts and shit too. That must be nice. Yeah, I don't know why the FBI, you know, had chose to go toe-to-toe with me, but that was obviously a fatal error. Fatal error. And I didn't even do nothing to them. I just I let them do it to themselves, right? I didn't let them. They insisted. They insisted on digging their own grave. They insisted. There was no way to get them, like, to even think about what they were doing, what was going on. Like, you're destroying the planet and killing everybody. And to them, it was just like super funny. Because Mars, they're Elon's besties, remember? A South African terrorist. And Vladimir Putin, Daddy Vladdy, don't forget. It's because they're in this fucking orgy club. And it creates a big problem, like a big conflict of interest, you know? That's why you're not supposed to really, you know, engage in sexual relationships at work. You know what I'm saying? And here you guys are, just engaging in every possible sexual relationship at work. And now everybody has AIDS. You know, and the mind virus. Let's not forget about the mind virus that the FBI has. Let's not forget about that. But I just can't help but wonder, like, once the AI, because they're on Neuralinks, once that turns off, will the brain matter function? Like, will it keep the bot alive? Is the AI just controlling its general thoughts and decision making? Or is it controlling things like the heartbeat and breathing? Because there's no water for the AI data centers, then they're going to drop dead anyway, I believe. But without their Neuralink, I don't think they'll be able to make any, I don't know, if they'll just be sitting there like potatoes, pushing the Uber Eats button on their phone until they die. Or if the brain matter has any function without the AI. Like, will it retain consciousness? Awareness of its surroundings? That's what I'm wondering. We'll find out what's going to happen to Elon's besties as well. But yeah, guys, this was a dumb idea. It has led to the end of your existence, which is a good thing. But it's crazy, you know, like I know a lot of you bots and clones don't have like a past or like a, you know, history or childhood or whatever, but like just having watched what has happened to America since the 80s is like, it's nothing like it used to be anyway, you know. Life used to be fun. This isn't fun. This is just air-conditioned box to air-conditioned box to air-conditioned box, you know. Bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's the Matrix for bots. And it's not made for humans. You know. So, it's gotta go. But so do all of the non-humans. You guys should have known you weren't going to be able to, like, eradicate us. Genocide us. Because we're the ones that are meant to live here. You're not. So you gotta go. Right? If you don't pass the humanity test, if you're completely and totally devoid of the emotions that differentiate humans from animals or other species, which are empathy, compassion, sympathy, survival instinct, then guess what? Extinction. And you've already demonstrated that, because now we're at the point of what? Extinction. You don't have long. I just don't know how many days left of water they got here. And why the fuck I'm still sitting here as well. Right? Because this is a showdown. Frat boy energy, you know? They're playing games with God. Until they die. And so that game would be trying to have me caught up in this mess. Right. They just want to see what would happen. You know? No. They could get caught up in this mess, though. And I want to see what happens to them. You know what I mean? But I'm not trying to be caught up in this mess. Right? This ain't my fucking mess. Right? I'm not here for all of that. I'm not here for any of this, to be honest with you. I'm ready to go. It's just played out, folks. It's played out on every level. Everything's done. You know, what do you want? Well, you can want in one hand and shit in the other and see which one gets filled up faster. Because God's not granting any more wishes or blessings for you. Everything is revoked. Because you're such assholes. And that's a free will choice that you make, to be an asshole, you know? Nobody makes you do that. You just do that on your own. Because you're an asshole, you know? So, God is frustrating all your plans, bitch. You're at a standoff, right? Who's gonna do something about it? That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. That's what they've been doing with me the whole time. And they never win. But this is a big one. This is a doozy. They're not going to win. But I think they bit off a bit more than they could chew, probably, right? Probably. Because why? Because they're greedy gluttons. They want your money. They need you dead ASAP so they can get your money. That's what they're doing. That's how they keep getting richer and richer and richer and richer. And everybody's cheering him on. Oh, Elon's a trillionaire now? Yeah, because he's killed so many fucking people and taken their money. Right? So that's what they're doing. And what am I going to do about it, right? Just sit here with my thumb on my ass and speak to an empty room of people that don't give a flying fuck about their lives, their businesses, their children, their family, their bloodline, their legacy, their possessions, their money, their water, their air, their medications. They don't care about any of that. So what do they care about? Nothing. I can't even say they care about themselves because they have killed themselves playing these games and lost everything. So anybody with common sense could see that that was going to result, you know, that this was going to be the result of all of this corruption. But maybe you guys just lack common sense, and that's another downvote for survival, isn't it? Yep. You lack survival skills, common sense, street smarts. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. You can't live without the air-conditioned boxes. You're not going to make it. But you weren't going to make it anyway because of the West Coast about to rupture and Yellowstone erupting as well. Those are two big signifiers that you're also not going to make it. You know, plus the famine, plus the El Nino, plus. You're not going to make it. Right, you're not going to make it. So, hope you had a great time. Hope you had a lovely life being a fucking dick, right? Because that's all you know how to do is just be an asshole. Right? Don't say nobody tried to help you. And I guess sink off into the abyss. You know, live in Lucifer's la la land until you can't do that anymore. But for many of you, I mean, like I said, I was praying for instant death. Because don't you think that would be better? I do. But, you know, hasn't blown up yet. I keep waiting. I keep waiting for every paper mache building in Vegas to just hoe bag pancakes. So that hasn't happened yet, but that's also very much a reality that they're not wanting to face either. So they don't want to face that. They don't want to face the sun too hot and the effect it has on everything. They don't want to face... I'm trying to just tell God everything that you're just refusing to acknowledge, right? They don't want to face anything, God. They just want to keep partying. You know what I mean? They just want to keep partying and ignoring every red flag and not taking anything seriously, and that proves fatal. It's a fatal blow. You know what I mean? So, well, folks, hope you had a nice life. Hope you enjoyed your time here on planet Earth. Hope it was time well spent for you. But, all good things must come to an end, right? And then that's where you're at, right? I can't think of any other, what else do you do? There's no provisions. There's no, emergency water rations. Nope. And then it's off to the Alpo factory. Mark of the beast, that's what I was saying. But, they don't care about that either. Clearly, that's been going on for years. The children. And I just thought, wow, they didn't give a flying fuck about that, so... To the Alpo factory, bitch, since you don't care about shit. Better them than me. Bye. I guess we'll have to just see what happens, If they have their way. It'll be basically pop surprise. No water, no electricity for 100 million people in the desert. And they may get it. Why? Well, they can do that right now if they want to. There's nothing stopping them. Truly. So, we'll see how much longer Vegas has, I guess. Or if there's divine intervention. Just because that's so many people to sacrifice all at once, And I feel like God is going to insist that they know exactly why that's happening. So they have something to think about, You know what I mean? So I feel like they're going to find out, but it's just going to be like, oh, well. It's so funny. Because they voted for a convicted rapist, pedophile, 37 count fraud, and they thought that there was going to be a happy ending to that. Like, what has this country become? Babylon. But yeah, they already built up that big retention wall. Look at Arizona's border now. You're not going to Mexico. You can't leave. No, you're trafficked now, just like me. Because they owe the big dogs some money. And they gotta pay up somehow. It's by the pound, bitch. It's by the pound. You know? And it's like, I wanna be like sad about it. But after my experience out here, I can't be. All I can say is it's God's will. You know? It does tickle my soul a little bit to know that all of the people that were such assholes to me, like all the fast food workers that thought they were better than me, are about to be processed into Alpo. So yeah, that makes me like, well, everybody that thought they were gonna kill me and get a bag and steal my identity and steal my kid, because my kid's involved. They were trying to make my kid without a mother, you know, take my child's mother away so that nobody would be here to protect her ever, right? And so for that reason, it just makes me like a little like that they're actually going to go to the Alpo factory, you know? Tickles my feathers. What's that? There's a word, right? Or a phrase, I guess. But yeah, it just makes me like dumb bitch. Confirmation. Right, all the ugly hoes that thought they were better than me as well, trying to compete with me. I'm like, why are you trying to compete with me, bitch? There's nothing to compete with. You know? Straight to the fucking Alpo. Old Roy, bitch. It's Old Roy for you. It's Old Roy. But either way you slice or dice it, Phoenix is done. Tucson is done. Albuquerque is also done. Now Vegas is done. Because it will be worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. For these motherfuckers out here trying to kill a whistleblower. You're not allowed to do that unless God says so. And God said, no, you're not allowed to do that. You know what I mean? So now guess what? Everybody dies. The whole fucking cult, the whole fucking gang, the whole fucking police department, the whole fucking field office, the whole fucking coven, the whole fucking community. Everybody dies. Right? Why? What is the point? Nobody's saving you. It's just like you said to me, nobody's gonna help you. Nobody's saving you. God is saving me. Why? Because he's gonna kill every single fucking one of you so that I can get out of this ditty ring. Right? That's how God is helping me. I made a promise to my daughter that I was gonna get her out of this trafficking ring, and I don't care what it takes. You're not allowed to traffic me. You're not allowed to traffic my daughter. Or Brittany or Brett. You're not. So, you know, nice try. Cruel, wicked losers. You're so fucked up in the head, right? And that's what got you killed, really, is that you're fucked up in the head. Thinking you were gonna come for me, right? Thinking you were gonna fucking assume my identity. You're fucking deranged. But is that type of deranged risk people be taking that gets them killed? But it's not just them. It's their whole fucking family. All their friends too. Everybody. Because they try to do like witchcraft and stuff on me. And all I'd be doing is just reversing that shit and sending it back times 1,000. So if they try to do like a death spell, I'll reverse it. Everything's automatically reversed. So I reverse it and it goes back to them times 1,000 people. So 1,000, like their whole community, their whole coven, you know, it'll be 1,000 times. So I got all these witches out here trying to do all these curses and shit on me, voodoo, fucking Santeria, all kinds of shit, right? Thinking that they're gonna fucking somehow get one up on me. Bitch, you ain't getting one up on me. Bitch, my cat is Marie Laveau incarnated. Bitch, she incarnated as a motherfucking cat to study underneath me, bitch. You ain't getting one up on me. I don't give a fuck what kind of fucking magic you think you're fucking flicking my way, bitch. It's coming right back to you. And your whole fucking bloodline, ho. And all your friends, right? And your whole fucking coven. Bitch, I'm not playing with you. I don't know who told you I was, but I'm not. All right, you don't play with my kid. You don't try to make my daughter an orphan. So that she has nobody protecting her, so that you guys have full reign and access to my child. I don't fucking think so, bitch. I love my baby. I did all this to get her out of this trafficking ring, and you thought the Almighty God was just gonna let me be taken out? Like I'm some sort of asshole? I'm not an asshole, bitch. You don't know what the fuck you're fucking with. You ain't never seen no shit like this. Right? You ain't never seen no shit like this. And I swear to God, it's a death sentence. It's a death sentence for everybody involved. You don't come between me and my kid. You don't come between me and nothing. None of God's blessings for me. My money, bitch, you don't come between me and nothing. Right? Because it's a clear-cut, automatic fucking death sentence, bitch. God will fucking kill you. He will literally, I'm telling you. Y'all playing with some God-level shit. But when you play with God-level shit, you need to expect God-level wrath. Because now you played too much with the Almighty. Right? His angels, y'all coming for angels and prophets? No. But the quick answer to that is not anymore. Not anymore. You're not. Not for long, anyway. You feel me? Not for too much longer. You're not gonna be doing that. Nope. 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 Because your light's about to get cut out, bitch. Since y'all be thinking that shit's funny, right? Oh, have her sleep in the heat, have her baking and waking all over town. Oh, no, bitch. You gonna be sleeping in the heat. You gonna be sleeping with the roaches, girl. Not me. Alright, but it's gonna be a little bit worse for you. Because you're not gonna be able to pop in and take a shower or, you know, hit the coffee shop or anything like that. Right? You better find you a, like that motherfucker said the other day, you better find you a shady spot and stay hydrated and do low exertion activities, except for the fact that people are gonna be eating people out here like a human barbacoa. You know it's gonna happen. It's gonna go rogue. They're gonna go crazy without the drugs and the slot machines and the yeah, it's gonna get fucking nuts. But that justifies the military being brought in, you know? And, you know, it's to keep the city party going. human meat. You know, they gotta keep trugging along, killing people, taking their money. And this is a big one. This is a sizable chunk of change. That's how you know it's the big dogs that came for you. If they have the audacity to step to the bosses, you know. Because that's audacious. I tell you what, everything these frat boys do is fucking audacious. Isn't it so audacious to take all the water from, oh my God. I just thought that's so audacious that I should say something about it, right? Because the consequences could be catastrophic, right? And over here, y'all just... You just sat on your ass and you twiddled your thumbs a little bit and you just said, oh, that's fine. You know? Is it fine? Because I guess it's just always been fine here in Lucifer's La La Land, right? Where everything's just perfect all the time for you. At the cost of children, innocent victims like myself and Brittany, a lot of exploitation, a lot of slavery, a lot of all kinds of stuff, right? So it comes at a high cost to victims. But y'all don't pay that price. We do. You know? And I'm done paying for you. Right? I'm not paying for your sins. I'm not paying for your lifestyle. I'm not paying for your nothing. I'm too broke to pay. So, why am I here? That's my next question. Because this is not going to be the last city. America's getting destroyed first. No city in America will be the last city standing. Guaranteed. It's Babylon. And the Bible specifically says, flee, run for your lives, because God said in the Bible, I will utterly destroy Babylon. Utterly. Not a remnant will remain. So it is definitely not going to be Las Vegas. And it's not going to be anywhere that myself, Brett, Emmy, and Brittany are not. Right, that is the key. That's the missing, right? You have to have that in order for anything to work. And unless you have that, it will not work. And so there's a lot more to this, but long story short, it's just not going to be Las Vegas. They're assholes. They're rude. The place is dumb. And it's way too fucking expensive. $25 for a basic, cheap, well margarita at the pool. Kiss my fucking ass and burn in hell. And I mean that. You're out of your fucking minds. The greed. The greed. That cocktail may cost you fucking 50 cents. You're somewhere for $25 for a basic well tequila margarita. $23 for a vodka Red Bull. Who can afford to drink? Don't you want the money going in your slots? Wasn't that the whole point of Las Vegas? cheap food and drinks so that people could put the money in the slot machine, which is the big money maker. It's once the machine is paid for, it's paid for. But then, I mean, you have some maintenance, right? But I thought that's how Vegas worked. And here it is. I can't fucking even think about having, I mean, I don't have any money, but like, if I did have money, my ass would be straight to the liquor store to spend $8 on a bottle of tequila and a margarita mix. And I'd have that in my cup at the pool. Because, and I'd be fucking hammered, right, off of a little fucking, yeah, guess what? Now I have 10 margaritas for $8. 1/4 of your price, right? You're driving business away, is what I'm telling you. I mean, it's too late now, but I can get a cocktail at Disney World for $10. $25 at the pool? We're not talking about the fishbowl. We're not talking about some big, you know how some places have I don't know if you can do it here, but, you know, the giant cups, you know what I mean? Souvenir cups. No. Just straight 25 for one shot of well and a mixer. Get me out of here. That's exorbitant. You know, and the whole attitude downtown is to push away business. I swear to God. It's the most ratchet shit you've ever seen, and every business is doing that now. I swear to God. Like, they don't want the customer. It's the weirdest thing, but it's Babylon. Nothing here makes sense. Nothing here makes sense, you know. Why create a welcoming environment that's hospitable and fun, right? When we can go, you know, and have staff that just absolutely ignores customers. Like, they act like literally like you're a bother for any reason. And that's everywhere too. America. That's what I keep telling you. This new generation can't operate businesses. They can't, you know, it's not gonna work out. They don't make them like they used to. These people don't have the same life in them. Everything's dead, robotic, mind-numbing, and too expensive. But I'm done talking about it because I hate this place and I hate this country. I really hate the planet. I'm pissed. I'm pissed that I'm still sitting here. This is really ridiculous, you know. But you guys can go fuck yourselves, and, you know, you get a little slap back, right? A little karma. All of you. And that's, you know, that's gonna be any day. And I mean, it could pop off any day. It's not like this is in the distant future. This is happening now. And that's karma. Because I'm done with you. I'm done with you assholes. Right? I'm just trying to get left. I just want to be left alone. I don't want to be bothered by nobody. Except my kid. And since that's not a possibility, you know, I just pray to God to speed things along for me. So I just need to get the fuck up out of here, one way or another. And since that's just not possible, this is what my life is now. You know what I mean? I'm just expected to just sit here and be like this and do this and live outside and just, I can't work, I can't do anything, I can't move, I can't nothing, right? Just held hostage. Because some frat boys think that that's funny. No. No. God said absolutely the fuck not. Why? Well, because I'm not a fucking toy, number one. Number two, I'm not your trafficking victim, right? I'm not the one, right? I'm not the one. You picked the wrong one. Because, bitch, I'm gonna continue my fucking crusade all day, all night, all day. I'm not giving up. I'm going to get out of this trafficking ring, and so is my child, and so is Britt, and so is Brittany. Brett and Brittany. They are. You are not going to hold us back as whistleblowers. No, you're not. And you're gonna pay dearly for trying. Because, at least, definitely on my part, that was a big mistake. That was a big mistake. Bro, isn't it crazy how God has you guys boxed the fuck in right now? Because you don't play with God. But you did. You thought God was weak or what? Because you're about to be putting some respect on God's name. Because he's going to show his almighty hand, right? The wrath, baby. God said it last night. I am pouring out the wrath on this nation. He told me last night, I am pouring out the wrath on this nation. And I said, God, please do. Because there is nothing that can be done. They're not smart enough. They're too corrupt to sustain. All of them. They lack intelligence, common sense, survival instincts. They serve no purpose. We've established all of these things many times over, right? So what is the point of allowing them to sustain? What is the point of allowing them to continue to siphon limited resources? There's not one. And you guys haven't even seen the wrath of God. All of these things that have happened, including your water, are the results of corruption. God did not do any of this to you. This is your lawlessness and corruption catching up to you. It's the slick Rick fucking... Bro, this is some slick Rick shit. But who do you have to thank? Your own corruption. And your own stupidity for just ignoring this. Continuing to build new shit like it's just not a problem. Like, bitch, you ain't got no motherfucking water, bitch. What the fuck? How you gonna run water up in that bitch? They didn't think about that. They don't think about shit like that. How stupid. Because they're just a bunch of assholes with a bunch of money. They're not businessmen. They're not thinkers or planners. They're just a bunch of fucking assholes with a bunch of money. That's it. They don't have intelligence, business smarts, foresight. Right? It's just about slap it up and start cranking money out of it as soon as possible. right? And nobody thinks about the minutia, which is crazy to me. But here we are. I hope all of your construction projects are going swimmingly. I hope you've invested tons of money. I hope they're nearing completion as well. Like just like that apartment complex down there. I'm like, man, who the fuck dumped how much $1 billion this? And then guess what? It shouldn't have been built. That should not have been allowed. None of this should have been allowed. Because this has been a problem for 10 years. But here we are, expanding, growing, capitalizing every which way when we don't have the resources to support the growth, the infrastructure. But who cares about that kind of stuff, right? Let's just keep slapping up buildings and pulling more people in and doing all this dumb shit into Sin City where they're allowed to do anything they want and get away with it, right? As long as they're part of your cult. Your baby raping, child killing cult. And again, what do you want? Mercy from God? No. God, no. Why would you get mercy? Name one good thing or one reason why God would grant any of you mercy. You can't. You're too corrupt,